Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back to Vertiginous Golf. I can't pronounce this word. This one's a new one for me. I need to probably look it up. But you know what? I'll just probably mispronounce it. So we're doing the backstory tutorial, and because we're doing that, I think there's probably some more story than we would normally get, and so we may just finish this round, and maybe there's one more tutorial after that, but
the Highland casts and
maybe at that point I'll be so committed to the game.
So what can I do? Is it in my power to create change, bring us together again? Or is this cityscape schism irreparable? Does distance grow day by day? Is there any way to turn the clock back? Especially when masses will not listen to reason. Except from one voice that speaks for all.
That was a nice shot.
This is the Audio News Network. I'm Tian, speaking to the Sundry and all of our two cities on a fine January morn.
And that's all it has to say, I guess. That was 2 shots. Possibly I could have gotten it in 1 shot.
Morning to the modernity of New Lun-Donne and the antiquity of Scudburough. Welcome once, twice, thrice and all. Since the introduction of vertiginous golf in the lowland, we have seen an evolution of their previously antediluvian state. Pale skin has grown ever rosy. The frailty of their failing bones have firmed and become vital. Their mind muscles strengthened as the psych link with their VG avatar grows exponentially with every use.
So they know that this is like virtual, but it's some kind of like, we want you to play this game, this virtual game. Wow. Nice shot.
Vertigolf is not just the only modern game for gentlefolk, but it is also the healthiest way to exercise body and mind into becoming one. With the use of virtual reality caddishacks situated upon the cobbled arcade of Scudburough that sends Scud Sykes to the Vertiginous Sphere for play, there has never been a cheaper way for the hoi polloi to play the #1 game of the Highland, Vertigolf. So get your place booked now, and remember, keep cool and caddy on.
Keep cool and caddy on.
Can you hear the screaming from below?
Instead of keep calm and carry on. So we're gonna try to influence it a little bit. Nope, that didn't quite work. But maybe we can influence a little bit more. Nope, took another shot. I don't like how you have a rewind, but then the rewind is based on a power that doesn't refill fast enough. Maybe slowly you buy upgrades and the game gets easier. This Frolic guy is apparently
cheap indeed.
The guy
that
that
pound of my
invented
flesh
this.
For a cheap pound and a penny, or 2, or 3, or 4,000. But as my bank account grew in worth, my soul lost its very weight in gold. Not early, but only thrice years since my discovery of the quantum electrical current that I named synticity, as it powered, fed, and illuminated my syndicator machine to suspend the vertiginous sphere above the lowly. I realized my invention had desecrated my own rule of thumb. Neither a ruled or a ruler be.
So here's an issue. This is gonna move. So I need to aim something closer to this. There we go. And power shot that. Influence my way in there? No. How about we under power shoot that? No. I'm gonna have to really push it for the edge. Interesting. Out of bounds, resetting ball. Darn it. I guess that doesn't count either. Down. There we go. And see, when you get into these elements where the ball very possibly well, I've already lost the free stroke option. And there's all kinds of spinners in the air. And we've missed a record somewhere. We've missed a record somewhere really far away. I guess if I had hit... Let's see. Controlling this thing is actually very difficult. If I had hit this, I could have fallen back down that way. So there's a whole nother area. But I've totally screwed up. And you'd almost hope that the bird could just land on this. So let's restart the hole. Just power through that.
To try and right umpteen wrongs with at least one good turn, I pleaded with the king to allow the lowland of Scudburough to have an opportunity to play Verti-Golf, another of my inventions. I saw it as a way to make amends, to draw even a small line between our continuously diverging cities. And King Leopold jumped far too quickly into this agreement, as he saw it as a way of taking the very last pound, penny and shilling of the lowlanders.
And that just pushes it all the way back. Just go that way. Get over there. Then we'll start doing some influence. Honestly, it seems like that was the only real viable way to go anyways. Like, if you don't get those extra shots or get really high up and use those balloons. Let's see. So society is diverged, and this guy created a city in the sky, a la BioShock Infinite, and
only my wife, Lady Adriana,
smog-covered,
stands by my side.
miserable
only
city
she knows
below.
the dark and daunting
Slums.
thoughts that rattle around in my head. And even when she sees my flaws, she still stands there by my left, by my right, wherever she is needed.
Man, you can just overpower this. Come on. And because there are upgrades to your equipment, I kind of think that you will just always kind of fail at the beginning. So there's reason to come back and play this again. But I'm also wondering about the backstory. Like, does this just all disappear, and are you just playing golf later?
A weak man, with yes, at times, great thoughts, ideas and inventions. but a weak man none the same. It will take somebody above my station to lead a revolution, to make a change, to stabilize what I have destabilized, to reconstruct what I have deconstructed, to put back together what I have pulled apart.
Why did that not work? Seriously. I'm like an inch away.
A good eve, and near night to all. And I have a special In Focus episode for you to wrap your ears and mind around, where we'll be looking at inventor, philosopher and Renaissance man, Sir Marcus Fredrickson.
There's a lot of frustration they can put you through in something like this. And remember, you have to get all these.
As many of you remember, when New Lun-Donne needed to rise away from the dangers of acidic fog and metal-eating gases, a friendly rivalry between the comrade-in-arms of Froelich and Fredrickson
I'm sure it was real
started
friendly.
a scientific revolution, and what was to be nicknamed the Great Race of Ascension.
Sounds like some editing took place there. Is this hole open? No. So there's something right over here. Here we go. That isn't gonna work. And here comes the mass increase in the number of strokes. I don't even know how you're supposed to get over there. And see, this is what's gonna throw something like this just completely out of the way, is that the windows, the things blocking the way you can, where you can swing the ball, and just a lack of understanding of where the game wants you to be. Like, I'm seeing arrows everywhere, pointing me in every direction. And that free shot. So let's try this. Well, it seemed like it worked. Now we just gotta get over that pyramid to hit that.
On one side, Sir Froelich and his syndicator, and on the other, Sir Fredrickson and his floatilator. As it is now signed, sealed and delivered into history as a fact that Froelich came through quicker. And not only did he win, but we all won, and enjoyed the succulent fruits of his labour, as after he rose to the challenge, we rose to safety.
And that's probably not true. I bet the knowledge was stolen.
But we must not forget the deeds of Fredrickson, who, it has been said, has finally broken through with the all-important challenge of making the floatilator not only work, but now is 10 times more powerful than Froelich's syndicator. Yes, you heard me correctly. 10 times greater. Surely a force to be reckoned with.
Or maybe this is revisionist
This, of course,
history.
means that the proverbial phoenix from the ashes will finally rise as it has been meant to do in perpetuity. For it can only be a mere breath's whisker of time before Scudburough joins its city sibling, New Lun-Donne, and the lowland can know finally what it's like to be literally high on life.
So I imagine this is a false promise that they're making, and there's no plan for any of that to happen. And you're done, and you're just kind of brought out because of this. Interesting. So let's see. Options, multiplayer, one player. Play online, play local. Nice. That's what you would expect. And guidance is just that kind of guidance. And options, nothing there. So before we start the introduction, like, this is probably the reality, and I wouldn't be surprised if there isn't even another city up there. But if there is a city up there, I wouldn't be surprised if their plan is to never do anything. Let's see. So you can buy things for more money. And is there a reason for that? Alright, we'll try that. And we'll try that. See if that makes any sense. And then over here, it doesn't really seem like there's a real reason why you would want to actually buy any of these things, other than it just is going to slowly give you more reason to look a little bit better. But the graphics here look so awful. This has got to be Unity. This has got to be a Unity game designed with textures and assets designed for like iPad. Like, that would make a lot more sense. The controls here don't make too much sense either. And before we go here, for Vertiginous courses, you have Teach Tutorial, Mini Putt, Mini Putt 1, 2, 3, Tutorial 2, Mini Green, Tutorial 3, Meditation, Tutorial 4, Initiation, and Continuation. Those are the Vertiginous things, and then you have 4 more challenge races, like, things. And where's the mouse cursor? I think I may have broken the mouse cursor on the controller, because now I can't highlight anything. Interesting. And then community holes and courses. Now, I haven't allowed my firewall, which by default blocks everything, to download this, so I would say that there's probably a decent chance that this actually would download something, but there's really no reason for that either. And template dark hole and template pixel first and template mini putt seem to be my courses already. And so you have to, I think, the 2 cities and the middle ground. So there might be a middle ground. This is locked. And this is more. So maybe I will just go through all of this. Like, if it's just gonna be this much, then let's see, build a hole. How difficult would it be to build a hole with a mouse? How difficult would it be to build a hole? As this first time visit to creators, recommend you play the basic tutorial to quickly learn how to build your own courses or advanced tutorial. You know what? I will just say no to that and click back a couple times. And new environments, daytime, dawn, dusk. Surface plain red, plain green, Kabasa green. Let's see what that is. Metal is black. Let's make the metal white. Power is 9. Chopper, influence, bug, and rewind can all be toggled on and off. See, some of this really does strike me as like they were trying to make a system here, and they put a lot of effort to make a system to make a lot of golf course levels, and then they failed to do the basic thing of making a lot of golf course levels. Instead, they're asking the community to do something, and that's not what I really want. How come I can only edit this one? And boy, yeah, this is a mess. You would not want to play this with you just would not want to play this with a controller. So quick creator, I don't think I'd want to play that at all. You're gonna have to convince me to love this crazy putt-putt a lot more. See yourself down and get electrocuted again. Like, this is the only time you even see your character, as far as I can tell. So, what's the point of all this?
Introducing Anti-Ann's Nano Adaptive Vinyl NAV Broadcast Disc.
Nope.
To
That's
activate
not
the current
what I was.
audio sode within the designated.
That's not the one I was trying to do. So we can also see there's some trouble here. Just using the menu, and I've selected introduction, and there was. So do we now? Did we do the tutorial, which is hole 1 with a 4-part, and miss that, and then do introduction, or did it maybe just push us into that? And let's do revolution into the middleman. I guess maybe we missed the introduction completely. Here's a thought. Why are you seeing the bird both in the virtual reality game and reality?
Morn to all, and to all a good morn. And that means another day, another round. To those in the Vertiginous Sphere's Verti-Golf, whether they're from New Lun-Donne or our psych visiting Scud brothers and sisters from the lowland, why don't you stay just a little longer than norm? Especially when this is the only place the sun truly doth shine.
Psych, I suppose, might be the idea that your knowledge is being transferred. Like, I can't even see, and tutorial messages seem to kind of pop up over and over again. We're aiming for this down there. Alright, so and it didn't get that in one shot. If you'd landed there, you would have gotten a free shot.
This is the Audio News Network, Anti-Ann speaking. I am here to calm and calm the nation as reports that the terrorist organisation known as the Middlemen has thrown more fuel on their lies of fire. So our great nation feels they are in some kind of confused conflict.
Yeah, and I ran right over it.
We interrupt your usual programming of propaganda, provocation, and pious lies. This is the voice of the people. I am the shrike, and this is my song. And along with my brethren of middlemen, brothers and sisters, whose hopeful hearts beat together as one, I am here to speak out against this apartheid we live in, and the dictatorship we live under. To the troubled masses in Scudburough, I speak for our leader, the Kingfisher, a name that wants to bring about harmony and change in a world severed in two by the evil machinations of King Leopold.
I feel like I might be getting told a story of something that actually may have happened, and my knowledge of the history of the UK is just so lacking that I'm not getting it. That like this is supposed to be the retelling of something that everybody would know. Darn it. Darn the luck. What am I even doing now? Not being a major fan of putt-putt, it's pretty easy to get frustrated and just try to play a putt-putt game like you would play any other video game, which is to say, just pull down that trigger and keep on firing until you run out of bullets. And that doesn't really work very well in golf, because every attempt gets counted against you. Oh, seriously. There we go. Somewhat helpful. The influence bug seems to be changing the way this goes, or no, it seems like just the ground itself seems to be picking between 3 different angles, all pointing away from where you want to go. And this is downright like playing pinball with sandpaper discs, which frankly a lot of people don't like those in pinball either.
He has used and abused the wondrous discovery of syntheticity to rise above all, and sits in his petty self-serving kingdom to strike us with a repressive rain of thunder and lightning strike of power, to keep the masses of Scudburough mute and under rule of fear. He has ruled Scudburough with a fist of steel, whilst throwing from the other hand breadcrumbs of decay, like the psych use of the Verti-Golf game, whilst he bathes in the blood of our friends in the lowland who have had their lives stolen from them through greed. We are the Fugles of Fear, birds who have flocked together, brethren who fight together, to create wings so the low can start a flight together. Not for a tomorrow's apartheid, but for a future sewn back together. By peace and a chance of something new, born together by a pulled hue. This may be the lay of the lowland, but at least we have our eyes open together. And no one said forever had to take this long, so let's stop. And stock up on opinions as we rearrange the lay of the land, so it is ready for change.
Darn it. I was trying to see if I could get the second free shot. And see, if this was just the 3 creators of the game voice acting this, and they were writing this crazy story, and this was like something that could easily be left out, if it was objectionable, or easily just skipped if it was objectionable. I really feel like they add a lot of value by having this crazy story.
The middlemen's leader, the Kingfisher, flies above all prejudice and bigotry to bring colour back to a grey world. We of the middlemen demand that our two cities of Scudburough and New Lun-Donne are forged back together. This will be.
This is a tight shot that I missed.
I repeat, if you have any knowledge of the identities of the middlemen, known as the Kingfisher, the Hummingbird, or the Shrike, it is your sworn duty to King Leopold and the sanctity of the two cities that you must be loyal to the Highland. Because remember, from high above we watch, for as it has been told,
each one of those is
and will be
types of
told
birds,
again,
by the way.
Auntie sees all,
Shrike,
Auntie knows best.
Kingfisher, Shrike, Leopold. So, I guess I still want to play, and it's been another 30 minutes. Now, I do think at this point I will be okay with walking away with this game after we've done all the tutorial and gotten all the story. So hopefully the revolution part unlocks after we do this part. If it doesn't, then that would probably be just the point to walk away too. As for the actual game and the actual golf, it's pretty much just a meh for me. It looks fine, but not great graphics, and I'm just not a fan of putt-putt, crazy or otherwise. Putt-putt is a very social game. Playing multiplayer would be a great opportunity to talk to your friends and joke with your friends while still doing something very simplistic. That's often what games like this, social games, are about, is being social. When you take that element out, you've got to add something else in, and they've got the story for now, but that's probably going to dry up. And the variety, while there's many different varieties here, it doesn't feel like there's enough pre-made levels made by the actual creators of the game. Perhaps there's millions of custom-made levels, but that's not super interesting to me. The whole Mario Maker's attitude of we're going to do very little work and make the community make a lot more of the challenge is not something I'm willing to really promote or suggest, particularly since, you know, servers might get shut down any day, and then you're stuck with what the base game had if it never updated and never had any online capability. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend, or follow me on basically any social media sites. There's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.